Cody Rice. Rice, he's got an opening. Rice, he could go all the way. He's got one man to beat.
Chase Becker spins, hangs, complete. Wow. Broughton breaks through. It's a race to the end zone. Touchdown, Sioux. The Sioux strike first.
Here's to be
on the road. Conquers back on top as Region 8 champions.
That's Ben Henig. Henig with a load of steam, and he bowls over.
One as Blake Burnstrom looks to go. Blake Burnstrom floating in midair for two.
Backdoor cut. Cheryl Hayes off the glass for two. There is Nesham. Wow, look at that shot by Addison Nesham. She's putting on a show. You think her heart is pounding? No way. The Lusitano Bertho Bombers are headed to the state.
Quarter, 3 seconds, Simiano. No. Put back, no. The Killdeer Cowboys survive.
The telecast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of GameDay Media, LLP, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent by GameDay Media, LLP.
GameDay Media LLP does not own the rights to the background music of this live stream. All rights belong to the music owners. No copyright infringement intended.
Today's GameDay Media broadcast is brought to you by RTC Networks, Hagen Equipment Incorporated, First International Bank and Trust, Nodak Insurance Company, Eric Mogan, Johnson and Sundin, attorneys at law, Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial, Farmers Union Oil of Watford City, Patriot Fuels LLC, Mackenzie County Heritage Park and Museum, Cornerstone Bank, Northern States Fishing Tools, Doug Rolfson, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, NCC, Mackenzie County School District 1,
Town Square Media, 96.1 FM.
Imagine working with a team where your well-being is a top priority. At NCC, we champion work-life balance. Our culture ensures you have the time you need for life's important moments. We offer competitive pay that recognizes your hard work. Plus, enjoy comprehensive health insurance that puts your mind at ease. You'll also receive generous paid time off. And think future forward with our retirement contributions, securing your financial peace of mind. Join a team that values you. Work somewhere great and thrive. Don't wait for opportunity to knock. Open the door. Apply today at NCC. Visit nccray.com/careers.
Hello and welcome to the Jamestown Civic Center in Jamestown, North Dakota. It is Thursday evening and it is time for the state quarterfinals. 2 games have been completed already. 2 more will be played tonight, and we have all the play-by-play action for game number 3 as the number 1 seed South Prairie-Max Royals take on the number 8 seed Watford City Wolves. My name is Titus Stenberg alongside Ross Sundin for this exciting night of basketball at the Division A Girls Basketball State Tournament. Ross, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well, Titus. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Want to welcome all of our friends, whether you're joining us on GameDay Media on the YouTube side of things or on the radio on 96.1 KYYZ Dakota Country 96.1. They have not yet started the warm-up clock. We're going to be probably a little bit behind schedule, but that's okay as these 2 teams have earned their right to play on this big stage. And we're going to be here to paint you the pictures and make you feel like you're part of the action, whether you are near or far, as both teams are waiting to take the floor right now. And they're going to very shortly. A great Watford City crowd has made the trek behind us. You'll probably be hearing them make some noise as the evening goes along. And South Prairie-Max always travels well. Now, they've been to the state tournament the last 2 years, but a little bit different this time as it's not in Minot at the MSU Dome, a place that they're super familiar with. They're going to be in Jamestown this time. And Ross, how often have you been to the Jamestown Civic Center to watch basketball?
I don't think I've been here since I was in grade school for a wrestling tournament.
Wow, that is interesting. So I was here as a fan when the University of Jamestown, then known as Jamestown College, hosted Valley City State University, which was my college, VCSU, and it's been a while. It's been 16 years for me, but I guess that's a little bit more recent than some other people as the South Prairie-Max Royals take the floor, and here come the Watford City Wolves as well. I want to welcome you into your Hagen Equipment pregame show. Hagen Equipment is your source for Case IH, Bobcat, and many more lines of equipment right there in Watford City. We also want to thank our premium sponsors, NCC and RTC, doing all that they can to help us have a successful broadcast season, and can't believe that it's almost the end of basketball season. So thankful that we get to do a couple of postseason games.
Absolutely. You know, just looking at the tenor of the game today, and you can tell just the way that the Royals have carried themselves. They've been here before. It's a business trip for them. I believe they finished third last year, second the year before.
That's right.
They've got a few things to prove, I think, back home.
Yep, they have come here with a purpose, and their purpose is to try and win that state championship. To do that, they're going to have to get by the Watford City Wolves first. If they're able to beat Watford City, they would be extending their winning streak to 24. They started the year with a loss way back in their first game of the year against Carrington. They haven't tasted defeat since then, rattling off 23 wins in a row.
Yeah, and frankly, in the Royals' defense, coming off a really good volleyball season.
Yep.
Probably 5 practices before they faced a really tough Carrington Cardinal team. So they very well could be undefeated if they had a little bit more prep time.
Yeah, that's right. So Watford City, of course, they had to come into this state tournament through the back door. They lost in the region championship game to Hazen, but after that game, they recovered. They got back to action. They went to work on Saturday and got the come-from-behind victory over Turtle Mountain in state qualifying Saturday, and they got the win there to punch their ticket into this state tournament.
You know, Titus, a very interesting way of getting here, too. Watford City playing Hazen 3 times during the regular season. You know, well, once in the region, twice in the regular season. First 2 games very competitive. The third game for the regional championship, Watford City just didn't look comfortable. They didn't look like themselves. But when we watched them on Saturday against Turtle Mountain, we saw a little taste of what Watford City is capable of doing.
Absolutely. So there you have it. Those are the 2 teams we'll be watching this evening. We're going to take a quick timeout on your Hagen Equipment pregame show. When we come back, we'll have your coach's comments brought to you by Watford City Farmers Union Oil Company. We're back in 1 minute.
Have you ever wondered how your internet works? It starts with fiber in the ground.
And local employees who connect that fiber to your home or business.
Our 9,000 miles of fiber keep you connected
to your neighbors and the world, while keeping your data safe from intrusions, viruses, and malware.
At RTC Networks, we're proud to offer our community the fastest, most reliable fiber optic internet available. Our goal is to keep you connected seamlessly and securely.
When the job demands power and precision, turn to Hagen Equipment in Watford City, your proud Case IH and Bobcat dealer. From equipment rentals to a full service department and an extensive parts inventory, Hagen Equipment has what you need to get the job done right. Stop by 805 South Main Street in Watford or visit HagenEquipment.com. Hagen Equipment, work ready, field proven.
Welcome back to Jamestown. We're at the Jamestown Civic Center here for the state tournament. At this time, I'm going to toss it over to Ross Sundin with Watford City head coach Tom Dwyer.
Thank you, Titus. I am down here on the floor with Tom Dwyer. Tom, you're no stranger to the state tournament. This is your first time here with this particular crew at the Class A level. Tell me a little bit about your week of preparation.
Yeah, it's been fun. We had a really good week of practice, actually. We played really well. I was very proud of how we went about business. And, it's been kind of sometimes state tournament, sometimes there's so much like excitement and celebration and just focusing on like the plan, and all of a sudden you get time to like think about basketball. But it's been a good week, and it's finally here, right? You wait, especially playing the afternoon or the evening games. So sometimes it gets a little bit long, but we're busy today, and it's been fun, and the team seems to be in good spirits. So I'm excited to see how we perform.
Well, we're excited for you too. Now, tell me a little bit about your game on Saturday. You played at Salty Turtle Lake. You guys came out on top by 10 points. What did you think of your team's play?
I was really excited. I thought we did a really good job of making passes. We made phenomenal passes that game. And we had just some really good performances from a lot of individuals. Everyone contributed. I was proud of. We did have a stretch where we let them go on a 15-0 run, and it felt like we lost our composure, and I was a little worried that we were going to get it back. And luckily they buckled down and they figured out what they needed to do, and they figured it out. So I was proud of them for doing that. And it's always fun to win a big game like that.
It was a long road here through the play-in game. Does that affect what's going to happen tonight with the Royals having a little bit more time off?
I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, that well. Before the regional tournament, we had a full week off, and I felt like our first game we were a little rusty. So, yeah, maybe us getting an extra game. Maybe we'll be. We'll see. Probably not. But we'll just hope that South Prairie is a little rusty. They make a couple shots, and we'll see what happens.
Sounds good, Tom. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you, Titus.
All right, thank you very much, Ross. Great words there from Ross and the Watford City head coach, Tom Dwyer, part of our Watford City Farmers Union Oil Company coaches' comments. Teams continuing to warm up. The Jamestown Civic Center continuing to fill in. It was a little bit empty to start the very first game today, but as that game went on, more and more fans came, and then the second game had a very nice crowd on hand between Devils Lake and Valley City. If you have not joined or were not able to pay attention to the first two games of the tournament, let's recap those for you real fast. It was a tight one in the 2 versus 7 matchup. It was a game that was won by the 2 seed Thompson Tommies, but they had to come from behind to do that. They just barely got by Rugby by a final score of 39-36. Then in game number 2, longtime rivals Valley City and Devils Lake went to battle in the state quarterfinals, a rematch of a game played way back in I believe it was the very first game of the year. Valley City won that one by 4. Here in the state tournament, they won it by 20. Final score of game number 2 was Valley City 64, Devils Lake 44. So far the top seeds have won the first 2 quarterfinals. Watford City will try to break that trend and pull off an upset here against the number 1 seeded South Prairie-Max Royals. As we welcome Ross back to our spot. We've got a good seat here, don't we, Ross?
This is probably the best seats we've had in a long time.
Yeah, there's some advantages to being far away and kind of having a bird's eye view of things, but this right here, we are right on the floor, and it is a very fun way to call a basketball game. Our necks are going to get a little bit more of a workout. We're going to be going from side to side. We're going to have to be looking through the officials and players at times, depending on where they're standing, but we're going to be able to hear a lot. We're going to be able to see a lot, and we're going to do our best to provide you with a bird's eye view as you listen to our coverage right here on Game Day Media. The captains are out at half court meeting with each other and the officials. We are getting closer to opening tip-off here from the state quarterfinals between South Prairie-Max and Watford City. Stick around. We'll have more on your Hagen Equipment pregame show right after this 2-minute timeout.
You could put your dog in charge of deliveries.
But maybe don't.
You could plant your field by hand.
But maybe don't?
You could point in any direction and randomly choose a bank.
But maybe don't?
Cornerstone Bank offers high-tech, high-touch options when you want efficiency or need advice. Get the best of both, banking the way you want it. Come to Cornerstone and let us prove the difference.
When you have financial questions or ideas, you need someone to listen and provide insight about your options. Shiloh Chavez and her team with LPL Financial can review your specific situation and help create a strategy unique to you and your goals. Give her a call at 701-842-4244 or email at shiloh.chavez@lpl.com.
Farmers Union Oil Company of Watford City has been serving the customers in and around the surrounding community since 1929. Farmers Union Oil believes in community involvement and has supported numerous activities since the beginning. We take pride in giving back to our patrons through dividends and stock retirements. Our customer service should be our top focus to ensure a pleasurable experience for you, our customer. Whether you're looking for gas, fuel, hardware, or just needing to fuel the body, Farmers Union Oil is your one-stop shop.
Let's hear it for the Watford City Lady Wolves. Coach Tom Dwyer and his outstanding group of student athletes have battled all season long with grit, heart, and determination. And now they're competing in the 2026 NDHSAA Division A Girls Basketball State Tournament. From the opening tip to the final buzzer, the Lady Wolves have made Watford City proud with their teamwork and relentless effort on the court. The entire community is behind you as you take on the best in the state. Best of luck to Coach Dwyer and the Watford City Lady Wolves.
Welcome back to your Hagen Equipment pregame show. You're listening to our digital audio coverage from the state tournament in Jamestown, North Dakota. South Prairie-Max and Watford City getting ready to go in game number 3 of 4 from the state quarterfinals. The 4th and final game of the day after our game goes final will be the Hazen Bison taking on the Kindred Vikings in a 4 versus 5 matchup. And that one is going to be another very interesting matchup. We've seen the Hazen Bison play quite a few times, and they were able to win that region tournament this year and earn their way into the state tournament, their first trip to state since 2009. For Watford City and South Prairie-Max, they have been to recently a lot of state tournaments in the case of South Prairie-Max. Historically, a lot for Watford City. Neither of them have been able to win a state championship as of yet, and that is the ultimate goal. And both of these teams find themselves just 3 wins away. Watford City did not qualify last year. They made it the year before that, back in 2024. And as Ross mentioned earlier, South Prairie-Max, their 3rd year in a row with this 3-division system. They made it in 2024. They upset Thompson to make it into the state championship game. They lost in that state championship game to Devil's Lake in 24. Last year, they lost to Valley City by 1 in the state semifinal round, and they ended up taking 3rd place last year. So they have the ultimate goal of trying to get over the hump, and we'll see how they come out. I feel like they've got a little more pressure on them than Watford City does. And if anybody is going to be tight early on, I feel like that might be the South Prairie-Max Royals. We'll just have to see how the first few minutes go.
You know, it well could shake out that way, but tail of the tape, if I was a betting man, I really like the Royals. They looked so good during the regular season. We had an opportunity to watch them play in Watford City, January 2nd, I think it was.
Yes.
And they were clicking on all cylinders at that time, and I think they just got better as the season moved along.
Yeah, they ended up winning that regular season matchup by a final score of 68-45, and they're going to try to do that once again here in Jamestown, this time against the 8th-seeded Watford City Wolves. At this time, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. They're brought to you by Patriot Fuels, conveniently located on Highway 85 North between Alexander and Watford City for all your fueling needs. And here are tonight's starters. First off, for the Watford City Wolves, the familiar 5 for Watford City and their head coach Tom Dwyer. As they're going to go with the 2 sophomores, Annabelle Bond and Harley Jacobson. Both those girls stand at 5'5". Yeah, it's Logan Hanna who has come on to have a really nice second half of the season. She is averaging 13.2 points per game. She's made 43 3-pointers to lead the team. And then her teammates and classmates, her fellow seniors, starting tonight are Bailey Matson and Miley Roan. And they're the 5 that Coach Dwyer has gone with almost exclusively this year. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We'll keep going with those starting 5 here tonight. For South Prairie-Max, very familiar names, familiar starting lineup for them as well, as they'll go with the junior Riley Rutledge. She is a good one. The seniors, Macy Talbot, Scotty Beck, Bree Rose, and Abby Mickelson. So something that they have in their back pocket, along with all of the success, is all of that experience as they start 1 junior and 4 seniors as part of our Patriot Fuels starting lineup. Head coach of South Prairie-Max is Corey McIver. He is in his first season as the head coach of South Prairie-Max.
Yeah, if you're Corey McIver, you're happy to have inherited this senior class to lead you to the Class A tournament.
That's right. You couldn't ask for much better of a team of leaders and athletes, and they are motivated, and we'll see if they can turn that motivation into a good quarterfinal matchup here against Watford City. We are getting close to about 4 minutes away from the playing of the national anthem. The announcement of the starting lineups down on the floor. And then it's going to be basketball. We got a little bit of hoopla to get through first. I think Coach Dwyer has used that word in other settings when it's not a normal regular season game. But it adds to the atmosphere. It's a lot of fun. And it's a lot of fun for every one of these 8 teams to be able to be on this stage and play in front of a state tournament audience. So we're watching South Prairie-Max right in front of us warming up. You mentioned their height. Anything else kind of jump out to you, Ross, as you watch them prepare for this first round matchup?
You know, just watching them in warm-ups, they look loose, they look ready. They do have great size. I was down interviewing Coach Dwyer, and I was standing out there. I was like, man, I'm glad I'm not playing these ladies tonight. I stand 6 foot tall, and I'm intimidated.
Yeah, it's easier just to be right here and talk about things than it is to be on the floor and play. That is for sure. So some players to watch for them. Scotty Beck, 16.1 points per game. He wears number 21, 5.4 rebounds, over 4 assists, and 2.4 steals per game. And then Riley Rutledge, their talented junior, who they will be getting back next year. She's going to have some good teammates as well. Obviously going to miss all of her teammates who are seniors this year. But Riley wants to get the job done this year. Wants to punch that ticket all the way through the state quarterfinal, state semifinal round into the championship and get over the hump. And Riley Rutledge averages 12.8 points per game.
Yeah, just watching Riley Rutledge in warm-ups. I mean, she's sitting outside the college three-point line with her warm-ups.
Yeah.
She's got tremendous range, and if she lights it up, look out.
That is for sure. Well, those are some players to watch here this evening for Watford City and South Prairie-Max. We're getting close to opening tip-off time. We'll be back. We'll have more on your Hagen Equipment pregame show after this 1-minute timeout.
Looking to save on fuel and fuel up fast? Patriot Fuels of Alexander, North Dakota is your partner in profit. We're proud to support the trucking industry with high-speed fueling systems, top-quality products, and vendor relationships that put your success first. Join the Patriot Fuels Fleet Card program and unlock exclusive discounts, or simply pay at the pump. Either way, you're fueling with integrity and efficiency. Patriot Fuels, driven to deliver more, located in Alexander, North Dakota. Since 1978, Northern States Fishing Tools of Watford City has been your trusted partner in the oil field. Serving the Wollaston Basin, we offer top quality fishing and rental tools, including packers, plugs, and through tubing equipment. With expert knowledge and decades of experience, we deliver results tailored to your needs, all at competitive prices. Give us a call, 701-842-3350, or visit northernstatesfishingtools.com. Northern States Fishing Tools, quality tools, proven service.
Welcome back to Jamestown. We are going to have the playing of the national anthem. We're going to have the presentation of the colors. We're going to keep it right here for those pregame festivities. We'll catch the audio of what we can and pass that along to you. Once again, thanks for joining us here on Dakota Country 96.1 and on YouTube on GameDay Media. The warm-up clock is down to 15. It looks like they will let that expire completely, and we're going to toss it over to our public address announcer here in Jamestown.
Activities Association Division A Girls Basketball Tournament. This game is between the Watford City Wolves and the South Prairie-Max Rurals. Tonight, we are honored to have the Knights of Columbus from Jamestown, North Dakota, 4th degree, with us to present the colors for the national anthem. At this time, please rise, remove your hats, and remain standing at attention until the colors have been retired. We kindly ask that you hold your applause until the finish. Our national anthem is provided tonight by Ellendale and Riley Gehring, Director Charlie Blonder. And the Knights of Columbus from Jamestown. Thank you. And now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, the non-starters for the Watford City Wolves. Number 2, Paige Schuster. Number 11, Arlene Salas. Number 12, Amelia Weissness. Number 13, Brianna Bain. Number 21, Delilah Garcia. Number 22, Carla Weissness. Number 23, Alyssa Holden. Number 25, Sal Schumacher. Number 32, Emma Arnold. And number 34, Macy Lass. And now let's meet the non-starters for the South Prairie-Max Royals. Number 0, Maya Gunville. Number 4, Kimberly Kitzma. Number 5, Reagan Rutledge. Number 10, Reagan Trudell. Number 11, Brielle Hostel. Number 14, Grace Groniger. Number 20, Maya Rao. Number 22, Madison Size. Number 24, Bailey McQueen. And number 34, Kinley Sheila.
The non-starters have been introduced, and now the starters.
City Wolves. Starting at guard, a 5'5" sophomore, number 1, Annabelle Vaughn. Starting at guard, a 5'5" sophomore, number 3, Harley Jacobson. Starting at guard, a 5'5" senior, number 5, Logan Hanna. Starting at forward, a 5'9" senior, number 10, Bailey Matson. And starting at forward, a 5'10" senior, number 40, Miley Rowe. The Wolves are head coached by Thomas Dwyer and assistant coach by Pat Wegnick, Sydney Headings, Riley Fowler, and Trinity Morgan. And now let's meet the starters for the South Prairie-Max Royals. Starting at guard, a 5'11" junior, number 1, Riley Rutledge. Starting at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 12, Macy Talbot. Starting at guard, a 6' senior, number 21, Scotty Beck. Starting at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 32, Brianna Rose. Starting at forward, a 5'10" senior, number 33, Abby Nicholson. The Royals are head coached by Corey McIver and assistant coached by Carson Hager and Megan Johnson. The officials for the game are registered by the NDHSA and have been selected for their demonstrated abilities. Tonight's officials are Jared Micklejohn, Aaron Grundy, and Brian Fike.
There you have it.
Is proud to sponsor today's game.
The starting lineups brought to you by Patriot Fuels. Now let's get ready for the opening tip-off, brought to you by Northern States Fishing Tools. And here we go. And opening tip-off will be between Bree Rose for South Prairie-Max, Miley Roan for Watford City. Watford City in their road maroon uniforms with white and gray trim, white numerals, letters with a gray outline, Wolves written across the front of their jerseys. South Prairie-Max in their home white uniforms with blue trim, blue numerals and letters with Royals written across the front of their uniforms. And now the North Dakota Army National Guard will be presenting the game ball to our lead official. And she is getting a standing ovation here from many of the fans. Yeah, the handoff has been made, and now we are ready for the opening tip-off between Miley Roan and Bree Rose. Here we go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy some state tournament basketball tonight on GameDay Media and Dakota Country 96.1. My name is Titus Emmerich alongside Ross Sundin for this exciting matchup. The ball is in the air. The opening tap is won by South Prairie-Max. They'll start the game moving left to right as we watch it from the floor of the Jamestown Civic Center from the state quarterfinals. Beck feeds it inside to Macy Talbot, who dribbles back out near the top of the key, right side to Riley Rutledge, lobs it in to Rose, double team pass. I don't know if it hit its intended target, but it works out for South Prairie-Max as Macy Talbot hits the three-pointer. A perfect start for the South Prairie-Max Royals. Now the Wolves will try to get it in the front court. Pass from Hannah over the head of Jacobson and out of bounds. Turnover against the Wolves.
It's not the way that Watford City wants to start out this ball game, and I think you can see right off the bat who's a little tight. The Wolves should settle in, and when they do, that tempo will pick up and they'll play well. Yeah, I would expect a pretty high-scoring game between these two, the way they like to play, as Beck lines up a three, and it's good. Back-to-back three-pointers for South Prairie-Max. Three-pointers brought to you by Cornerstone Bank. 7:10 to go in the first quarter. Already South Prairie-Max 6, Watford City nothing. Did Rose tip that one? She did. It'll stay with Watford City. 24 on the shot clock, 7:04 on the first quarter game clock. Yeah, the Royals coming out with the press right off the bat. 100% from the three-point line. We wouldn't have expected anything different from them.
Logan Hanna puts up The shot in the lane too strong. Rebound to South Prairie-Max. They've got the basketball and a 6-0 lead. Rutledge is going to attack all the way to the hoop. Right-hand layup off the glass and rim. No good. Rebound by Bailey Matson. Bailey averages 5.5 rebounds per game. She'll bring it across half court. Throw it on the right wing to Jacobson down low. Too tall for Annabelle Bond, and a second Watford City turnover.
Yeah, Bailey Matson, a dual sport athlete, going to Williston State in the fall to play volleyball and basketball. She's had a real nice season for Watford City.
She has. She hit the 1,000 point mark in her career earlier this year in a home game against Newtown. And she's been a steadying force for this team. And here comes Bree Rose right down the floor. Layup good. And it's already 8-0. South Prairie-Max. 6:25 left to go in quarter number 1. Annabelle Bond on the right wing to Harley Jacobson. Harley drives to the baseline. Nice bounce pass out to Miley Roan. The jumper off the back rim. Rebound taken by Bree Rose. Jacobson knocks it away. Good hustle by Harley, but it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with South Prairie-Max. 6:13 to go in the first quarter. NCC scoreboard shows South Prairie-Max 8, Watford City nothing. South Prairie-Max trying for their 24th win in a row. Offensive foul called against Macy Talbot right at half court. Harley Jacobson draws the offensive foul.
Yeah, Harley Jacobson, one of the preeminent defenders for the Watford City Wolves. Does a real nice job. Gets an offensive push off, Watford City ball.
The first really a positive shift in momentum comes right there with 6:04 to play in the first quarter. Watford City's going to try a three. Good look from Hannah just off the front rim, and the rebound is saved into the hands of Riley Rutledge. She finds her teammate Scotty Beck, and a reach-in foul is going to be called against Harley Jacobson as she went for the open floor steal just across the way near the scorer's table, and Harley picks up her first personal.
Yeah, Watford City always aggressive on defense. We've seen that throughout the season, but the one thing they have to be cautious about, early foul trouble.
Yes, that is for sure. Salil Shoemaker and Amelia Wisnes checking the ball game for Watford City. Wolves down 8-0 as Rutledge attacks. Passes it in the right short corner to Bree Rose. Underhands it to Rutledge. She dribbles into a three from the right corner. Off the back rim. Good rebound by Logan Hannah. Giving up some inches there against these tall Royals, but she comes away with that rebound. Out to Salil Shoemaker. Watford City looking for some offense.
Hannah with great position, boxing out on that rebound.
Yes, here's Annabelle Bond with the crossover. She averages double figures, one of 3 Wolves in double figures, puts it up there too strong. And there's going to be a foul on the rebound against Amelia Wisnes as her and Rutledge were going for the rebound. And I don't think either one of them knew exactly where the ball was going off the rim. We've got a timeout on the floor. It's a good start for South Prairie-Max. They lead it 8-0 over Watford City. You're listening to the state tournament on GameDay Media. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app, and as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs, with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company. Stop by our office in Watford City and visit with Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe to see how we can help.
Welcome back to Jamestown. Titus Stenberg and Ross Sundin with you here from the State A quarterfinals. Ross, about a perfect start for South Prairie-Max, looking like the #1 seed.
Boy, if you're the Royals, you can't be disappointed with that start. 100% from the three-point line. 8-0, 5:25 into the first quarter. Watford City starting to get a little rhythm, and it does usually take them a little bit to get warmed up. I think if they get some confidence, we should have a good first half of basketball.
Yeah, we'll see if the Wolves can get a shot to fall here. They have not been able to do that as of yet, as Riley Rutledge attacks. Nice bounce pass, and it's going to be a turnover off the hands of Mickelson. Uncharacteristic turnover there by the Royals, their second of this first quarter. And they'll set up their press. Wolves with the basketball down 8-0, 5:12 to go in the first quarter. There's a steal in the backcourt by Rutledge, and she misses the layup. Rebound, Beck, reverse layup, good. Second chance opportunity there for South Prairie-Max as Beck puts it in off of the offensive rebound.
Yeah, Bailey Matson just underestimating the length of Rutledge.
Hannah to Shoemaker, who saved it, but into the hands of Rutledge. Fourth Watford City turnover. Beck all the way to the hoop. Shot up too strong. Rebound. Wistness had it for a second, lost it. Bree Rose took it away from her. Four girls go diving on the floor for it. Rose comes out of there with it for South Prairie-Max. She attacks. Floater up. No. Rebound by Bailey Matson. Wolves down 10-0. 4:30 to go in quarter number 1. Matson drives, kicks in the right corner. Hannah for 3. Swish! There's the icebreaker for Watford City. It's the 44th three-pointer of the season for the sharpshooting senior Logan Hannah. That gets the Wolves within a touchdown at 10-3. Maya Gunville checked in during that timeout for South Prairie-Max. She is another good three-point shooter. Out to Beck from way out there, nothing but net.
That might have been an NBA three-pointer, Titus.
That's her 49th three of the season, her second tonight, and it's 13-3 Royals as they answer the Logan Hannah Cornerstone Bank three-pointer with a three-pointer of their own. Here goes Bond, splitting the defense, gets in the left corner to Matson for 3. That's good. Bailey Matson hits her 42nd three-pointer of the season. And the Wolves heating up right now. We'll see if they can get a couple of stops.
If you're a Watford City Wolf fan, you got to like that. You got Madsen and Hannah both hitting threes in the first quarter.
Yes, 13-6 on your NCC scoreboard as Rutledge is bumped near the left elbow. And we'll see who that foul is called on. I believe it's going to go on Hannah. Yeah, Logan picks up her first. That is the second, now third team foul against the Wolves. Rutledge comes out. Maya Rao into the ball game, and she goes right to work on offense, misses the shot, and then we've got a held ball called on the ensuing rebound between Miley Roan and Abby Mickelson. Possession arrow favors Watford City.
Excellent hustle by Miley Roan to latch onto that ball and hang on for a jump.
Yep, very few players can outwork Miley Roan as Bond has her pass tipped. Jacobson had it for a second, but it is stolen away by Mickelson. Fifth Watford City turnover, 3:12 to go in the first quarter. Royals with the basketball and a 13-6 lead.
You know, the tempo of this game is interesting to me. You can see McGyver going to his bench. I think we're going to see a lot of red cheeks here.
Yeah, here's a three-pointer from the right corner off the mark from Talbot, and a foul on the rebound is going to be called against South Prairie-Max.
Yeah, Watford City using excellent discipline underneath the basket, boxing out, picking up the foul.
And we've got a timeout on the floor. 2:58 to go in quarter number 1. Your NCC scoreboard shows South Prairie-Max 13, Watford City 6. We'll be back for more state tournament action after this 30-second timeout.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA.
Welcome back to Jamestown. The number 1 seeded South Prairie-Max Royals leading Watford City early in this one, 13-6. They led by as many as 10 after scoring the first 10 points of the game. But Ross, you mentioned it, Watford City making back-to-back threes, keeping this first quarter interesting.
Absolutely, that's what Watford City needed for confidence. And I tell you, with the pace of this game right now, I think it favors Watford City. They love to run the floor.
They certainly do. Both of these teams like to play at a pretty high pace. South Prairie-Max averages 74.4 points per game. That is the best in the state. What's even more impressive is they only allow 37 points per game, or an obvious number 1 spot in the point differential categories. Harley Jacobson drives, kicks it to Hannah, long three, it's good! Logan Hannah from the summer pasture on the left wing makes it 13-9. Quickly the other way, Miley Roan with a big block. Oh, wow. She sends that one from Maya Rao deep into the student section. Great offense by Logan Hannah on one end, great defense by Miley Roan on the other end, and Watford City is within 4, and they have some momentum right now. Rutledge to Gunville. She'll try to answer with a three. That's good from the right wing. Maya Gunville hits her 37th three of the season as the Wolves try to break the press and get it down the floor. Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Watford City. 2:25 in the first quarter. We've already got 25 points up on the board, Ross.
It's amazing. We could have another high-scoring game, Titus.
We certainly could. Royals currently leading 16-9. They have made 4 3-pointers. Inbounds pass cut by Bailey Matson at the right wing. She drives as it knocked away by Rose into the hands of Miley Roan. She almost has it knocked away, but able to get it in the right corner to Salil Shoemaker. Shoemaker spins and gets it out to Wisness. She gives a head fake, hands it off to Harley Jacobson, who drives near the right elbow. Couple of pivots, tries a step-through move, misses. Some contact there, no foul called. Rebound to Riley Rutledge. Up ahead to Gunville, out to Macy Talbot, now to Rutledge, guarded by Jacobson. Crossover dribble, long-range three, off the front rim. Rebound, out of bounds off of Rose. It'll belong to Watford City.
Yeah, Rutledge with a nice step-back three, but contested by Watford City, just rimmed off.
Scotty Beck and Abby Mickelson back into the lineup for South Prairie-Max. Logan Hanna checks back in for Watford City. 1:51 to go in the first quarter. South Prairie-Max 16, Watford City 9. The Wolves have Matson, Jacobson, Hanna, Shoemaker, and Wisness on the floor. South Prairie-Max with Rutledge, Rose, Beck, Talbot, and Mickelson.
Big possession here for Watford City now.
Jacobson has it knocked away just as she was crossing half court. Her pass is stolen. Tipped by Talbot to Beck. Layup good. Quite a first quarter for Scotty Beck. She already has 10 points, and the Royals lead it by 9. Nice move by Jacobson to create some space. She misses the shot, though. Rebound cleared out of there by South Prairie-Max. Quickly the other way. Bree Rose, right-hand layup from the left side is good.
Yep, Coach Tom wisely taking a timeout.
We will have a timeout with 1:18 left to go in the first quarter. We're going to keep it right here during this short timeout. Your NCC scoreboard showing South Prairie-Max 20, Watford City 9. Ross, we saw it in the state qualifying game, a game of runs. We're seeing it here in the state quarterfinal, with South Prairie-Max beginning the game on a 10-0 run. Watford City answering back with a 9-3 run to get the deficit down to 4. But since then, 7 points in a row from South Prairie-Max.
South Prairie-Max is so capable of going on those long runs, too.
Yes. Yeah, they are a fun team to watch, difficult team to play against and prepare for, as Bailey Matson will inbound for the Wolves out of that timeout.
Well, the Royals really feeding off their defensive pressure and converting.
They are. That's how they create so many of their offensive looks, is with a relentless defensive effort that a lot of times turns into easy offense on the other end. Here they're going for a trap. Rose and Beck trapping Bond. They tip it into the backcourt. Annabelle runs it down. Shot clock down to 10. Under a minute remaining in the first quarter. Rose with a deflection and nearly a steal. And it will belong to Watford City. Almost got the basketball here, Ross.
I think that half-court trap caught Watford City by a little bit of surprise. They'll make some adjustments.
Long pass. Oh, too much on that one for Bond. She was trying to go to Harley Jacobson, and Harley's a little bit too short to make the catch there on that play.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Tom's too excited about a one-handed pass from the half-court line.
So here come the Royals with a 20-9 lead, deflected by Matson, stolen by Annabelle Bond. Third South Prairie-Max turnover. Now they pass it back to Jacobson. Harley is fouled right at half court by Bree Rose.
I think Watford City's going to have to keep that tempo and keep that pressure on. They like to get handsy. The Royals like to get handsy on defense, and that might cost them a little bit here as the game moves along.
So Watford City basketball, the shot clock is turned off after that foul, the third foul of the quarter against South Prairie-Max. Logan Hanna with the dribble at the top of the key. Dribble handoff to Bailey Matson. She'll take an NBA range three off the front rim of the backboard. No, rebounded by Scotty Beck. 19 seconds and counting left to go in the first quarter. Royals trying to add to their 20-9 lead.
You know, it's fun watching the Royals. Are always looking down court, looking for that easy layup.
Running the weave up top, down to 7 seconds. Mickelson attacks, blocked by Matson. So Roan with a good block. Now Matson with a good block.
Good fundamental defense by Bailey Matson in the lane.
3.8 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Wolves trying to keep South Prairie-Max at 20 as they're going to put Salil Shoemaker in for Harley Jacobson. Jacobson looks a little bit shaken up. And she's going to get looked at by the Watford City assistant coaches over there. Inbounds pass, almost broken up by Bond. Somehow Beck catches it. She shoots, and it's short. And we have reached the end of one entertaining first quarter of basketball from the state tournament. Your NCC scoreboard shows South Prairie-Max 20, Watford City 9. You're listening to Game Day Media and Dakota Country 96.1. We're back in 30 seconds.
Our lives are made up of moments. From first moments, to big moments, to everyday moments. At First International Bank and Trust, we support you with local service and checking and savings solutions to help you reach your goals, shape your legacy, and make your moments happen. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first since 1910.
Welcome back to Jamestown. South Prairie-Max leading Watford City 20-9. We had that timeout taken by Watford City. We kind of recapped the quarter, and nothing in the scoring column happened after that. It remains 20-9, South Prairie-Max.
Not a lot happened, but yet a lot happened.
Yeah.
We saw Harley Jacobson go out just before the end of that break. Looks like she's got maybe a floor burn, bleeding a little bit from her right knee. They'll get that bandaged up. We'll see her back in the second quarter.
South Prairie-Max breaks their huddle first. They're having a quick discussion. Four of them are with one official. Bree Rose is having a discussion with head coach Corey McIver. And now the Wolves break their huddle with Bailey Madsen, Salil Shoemaker, Miley Roan, Annabelle Bond, and Logan Hanna. So no Harley Jacobson as of yet. And yeah, she's got that right knee taped up pretty heavily right now. Not sure if I introduced the assistant coaches for Watford City. Pat Wageneck, Sydney Headings, Riley Fowler, and Trini Morgan assisting head coach Tom Dwyer. Riley Rutledge drives, has it poked away by Bond. Somehow she picks it back up, puts the shot up, no good. Gets her own rebound out to Rose. That's blocked by Miley Roan. What a block by Miley. She's had two good blocks in this first half as Bond is fouled on the other end. And Annabelle will shoot our first free throw attempts of the ball game.
Nice aggressive move to the basket by Annabelle Bond. Got fouled on the way up. She's been such a steady presence for Watford City this year at the helm. She does a really nice job, just a sophomore.
She does, just a sophomore. Her and Harley, teammates and classmates, and Annabelle Bond makes free throw number one. Maya Gunville replaces Bree Rose as Bree Rose picked up that foul. That is her second personal foul. South Prairie-Max 20, Watford City 10, 7:38 to go in the second quarter as Annabelle Bond hits both free throws. She averages 10.9 points per game. Maya Gunville quickly ahead of the defense into the front court. Now she waits for the rest of her teammates to join her. Gets it to Beck, right back to Gunville to Riley Rutledge. Guarded by Logan Hanna, crossover dribble. Hand off to Mickelson near the top of the key to Beck. Scotty Beck drives to the free throw line. Mickelson left-handed jumper, no good. A foul on the rebound. Is that going against Salil? Nope. Goes against Annabelle Bond. I didn't see, I wasn't watching Annabelle on that play, so I did not see where that foul happened. As they'll inbound it, quick shot off the inbounds pass, missed by Mickelson off the backboard and rim. Rebound to the Wolves. Watford City wants to run. Logan Hanna with the right-hand dribble. Backs it up near the right wing, crossover dribble, steps back near the South Prairie-Max bench, takes it over the top of the key, pass deflected and stolen. 8th Watford City turnover in this first half.
You know, here's where you see the self-discipline of the Royals. They like to set it up, move the ball around, and look for that open shot on the perimeter.
They lead it 20-11 as Gunville has her pass deflected, comes back to her. Now Mickelson tries a long-range two, and it is good.
You know, going back to that foul earlier by Bond, it didn't surprise me it happened in the paint. She spends a lot of time underneath there getting rebounds.
She does. Both her and Harley are not afraid to stick their nose in there and get rebounds. She tries a long three here, just rattles in and out. Rebound to South Prairie. And we thought that Watford City might have a steal there, but instead a foul is called against Annabelle. That is her second. She is the first Wolf with more than one personal foul.
A quick-handed Annabelle Bond. She just got a little too much hand on that one.
Good sign for the Wolves as Harley Jacobson does come back in. She is joined by Amelia Wisness in the Watford City lineup. 6:26 to go in the second quarter. South Prairie-Max 22, Watford City 11. Here's Beck with the drive. Kick into the right corner. Mickelson for three off the front rim. Rebound by Salil Shoemaker. Ball deflected and stolen by Riley Rutledge. Ross, the turnover is starting to pile up now, 9 against Watford City.
Yeah, Watford City got a nice defensive rebound there, but they just gave up too much.
As Mickelson is blocked by Rowan, this time a foul will be called. Miley has had some good blocks in the first half. She gets called for a foul that time. And Mickelson will have 2 free throws. The first free throws of the game attempted by South Prairie-Max.
Make no mistake, it's getting a little physical underneath. We probably see a few more folks going to the line as we move through this second quarter.
Yeah, I'm going to correct myself. The foul was not against Miley, as her block was ruled clean. There was a foul during the course of that block against Harley Jacobson. So both sophomore guards, Bond and Jacobson, have 2 fouls for Watford City, as Mickelson makes both free throws to go ahead, put her team ahead 24-11. This is now the largest lead of the game for South Prairie-Max. They scored the first 10 points of the game. Watford City trimmed the deficit to 4, but now the lead has grown up to 13, and now another steal by Rutledge. Here is Gunville, right hand layup too strong. Rebound to Beck, knocked away from her, out of bounds. It'll stay with South Prairie-Max.
Yeah, I think Watford City's going to have any success against this press. They're going to have to be careful with nice, crisp passes. Their passes are a little lazy right now.
And South Prairie-Max is so long and so quick, as Rutledge puts up the floater, no good. Rebound by Bailey Madsen. Good rebound by the senior. Bailey takes it through 2 defenders, drives to the hoop, tries a left-hand layup, blocked by Beck, and a foul as the arm goes up. So Bailey Madsen will have a couple of free throws with 5:32 left in the second quarter.
I think Scotty Beck just got her with the body.
And that's going to be Scotty's second personal. So both Beck and Rose have 2 fouls for South Prairie-Max. Both Bond and Jacobson have 2 personal fouls for Watford City. Bailey Madsen misses free throw number 1. She averages 13.3 points, 5.5 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 2.2 steals per game, but an empty trip to the free throw line for the talented Watford City senior. South Prairie-Max, the rebound, they waste no time in getting it down the floor. Left hand shot is off the mark by Reagan Trudell, and it goes out of bounds, and we will have a timeout. We've got 5:23 left to go in the first half. Your NCC scoreboard shows South Prairie-Max 24, Watford City 11. We'll be back with more from the state tournament right after this 30-second timeout.
At Johnson & Sundin Law Office, we combine big case expertise with small town service. Since 1980, we've fought for clients across western North Dakota. From oil and gas disputes to serious injury and wrongful death cases, probate, agriculture, and more. No matter what issue, our experienced team is ready to stand by your side. In our office in Watford City, we're here for you, wherever you are. Johnson & Sundin, expert legal representation rooted in North Dakota.
Welcome back to Jamestown. You're listening to GameDay Media's coverage from the state tournament. Also want to welcome our friends listening to us on Dakota Country 96.1 KYYZ, 96.1 FM, online at dakotacountry961.com. We'll have all 3 Watford City games for you here at the state tournament today, tomorrow, and Saturday. And they will also be on Dakota Country 96.1. South Prairie-Max basketball as they put up a quick shot out of the timeout, off the mark, attempted by, that was Maya Rao. Rebound to the Wolves. Wolves with the basketball down 24-11. Shoemaker, left side, Wisness. Her three-pointer is blocked. Athletic block by Macy Talbot. And South Prairie-Max comes the other way, trying to add to their 13-point lead. Maya Gunville with a basketball guarded by Shoemaker. Over the right side to Rutledge. She gets in the paint. Floater up, in and out. Rebound, Bailey Madsen. So Ross, South Prairie-Max has cooled off a little bit from the field as that pass tipped out of bounds.
They have, 2 big defensive stops for Watford City. Watford City really, they need to get something on this offensive possession.
That is 2 points in the second quarter right now for Watford City, but only 4 for South Prairie-Max. So a 29-point first quarter between the 2 teams. So far only 6 in the second quarter as we have 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to play before halftime.
When these two teams met the first time, if you recall, the Royals went ahead by 23 points in the second quarter, and then Watford City played them head up for the rest of the game. And so Watford City wants to keep South Prairie-Max in check in the second quarter and live to see a third quarter where they can have some effect.
Floater was missed by Hannah. Good job by Roan to fight for that offensive rebound. She is so good at grabbing rebounds, especially on the offensive side of the glass. It's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Watford City. Yeah, you go back another year before that regular season matchup this year. Last year, these two teams met at South Prairie as Jacobson puts it up and in. Tough angled shot from the sophomore. She gets it to go off the glass.
Nice athletic layup by Harley Jacobson, coming from the left side underneath the basket, making it from the right side.
First field goal of the second quarter for Watford City comes from Harley Jacobson, gets the Wolves within 11. Here is Gunville with a fake. She will take a long range two, no good. Rebound, Shoemaker had it knocked away, and South Prairie-Max had it. Shoemaker goes in there and steals it. These Wolves are aggressive, and they get the ball that time. Here goes Logan Hanna outside to Harley Jacobson from the right wing. She stops, picks up her dribble, hands it off to Logan Hanna. She gets a screen from Jacobson. She'll take a three. Off the rim, rebound, ripped down by Abby Mickelson. Fast-paced action in the state quarterfinal. Gunville for three. That's good. Maya Gunville hits her second three of the game. South Prairie-Max's fifth Cornerstone Bank three-pointer of the game. The Royals go ahead 27-13. 3:19 left to go in the second quarter. Bond puts a wild one up, and it goes up and over the backboard. And that'll belong to South Prairie-Max on the team rebound.
So many weapons for the Royals. They do a great job. There, Annabelle Bond just got stuck a little bit on the lane. It's too bad somebody didn't go get the ball from her. She really didn't have much of anything to do with it other than make a wild effort to try and get it back into play.
Roan and Matsit check in for Watford City. They're joined by Hannah, Bond, and Wisness playing defense against this #1 offense in the state of North Dakota, the #1 team in the state of North Dakota. And Talbot with a nice move, drives, shoots, and scores from 5 feet away. 29-13 South Prairie-Max.
Beautiful jump stop by Talbot in the lane.
Wisness up top to Matson to Bond. She'll try a three from the left wing. Too strong. Rebound, Riley Rutledge. 16-point lead for South Prairie-Max. We're getting into dangerous territory right now for the Wolves as Rutledge will try a step-back three. Too strong. Rebound by Rao. Blocked again by Roan. Up ahead, Amelia Wisness. One girl to beat. She goes around her, misses. And Talbot able to grab the rebound. Wolves had a good chance there, unable to convert. And once again, Miley Rowan playing some really good defense for these Wolves. Here is a corner jumper from Rao. No. Rebound by Annabelle Bond.
Yeah, Wisness really made a nice move underneath the basket. It just fell a little short, but
Bond to the hoop, knocked away, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wolves. South Prairie-Max 29, Watford City 13. Arlene Salas will check into the ball game. Before she gets in there, we have got another timeout. With 2:07 left to play in the first half, your NCC scoreboard shows South Prairie-Max 29, Watford City 13. We'll be back for more from Jamestown after this 30-second timeout.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Watford City and Alexander Athletics on Game Day Media. Call financial advisor Doug Rolfson at 701-444-4160 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Welcome back to Jamestown. Titus Denberg and Ross Sundin with you here on the floor from the Jamestown Civic Center. And Ross, this is a really important 2 minutes and 7 seconds. We've seen the Wolves go through some good offensive spurts. They haven't really had one yet in the second quarter. If they can string some stops together and most importantly score some points on their end of the floor, we need to try to get some momentum heading into halftime.
Absolutely. I see Coach Dwyer brought in Arlene Salas. For sure she's there for her quickness and her defense. Also a good three-point shooter for Watford City.
She is. She is a junior. Wears number 11 as Bond inbounds to Bailey Matson in the left corner. Crossover dribble guarded by Mickelson. Takes her to the hoop. Reverse layup. Oh, just off the mark. Rebound taken by Maya Rao. Under 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter. South Prairie-Max 29, Watford City 13. There's a drive. A foul will be called. Talbot makes the layup. The South Prairie-Max fans thinking it should be an and one. But there was a foul on the drive before the shot called against Annabelle Bond and Ross. That is Annabelle's third personal foul.
Yeah, that's not good for Watford City. Harley Jacobson back in the game. I'm sure
She's
Tom
got
will rest
2.
Annabelle.
Yeah, Harley's got 2, so she needs to be careful as well. Make sure she doesn't pick up a third before halftime. Riley Rutledge guarded by Hannah. Kicks it into the right corner. Rao long range 2, nothing but net.
Well, it's a real test for these Watford City guards because the Royals aren't afraid to penetrate, and they have a mismatch in terms of size, and so they're aggressive to the basket.
So many different girls for South Prairie-Max can shoot the ball well, as Salas has it knocked away from her out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wolves. 1:29 on the second quarter game clock, 22 on the shot clock. Royals leading at 31-13. Salil Shoemaker will check in for Watford City. See if they let her in right now. Yes, they will. So Salil in, Arlene to the bench. I started to say, so not this regular season, but the regular season before, these two teams met in South Prairie. In that game, South Prairie-Max scored the first 22 points of the game. After that, the Wolves outscored them by 10. And so they ended up losing by 12. But they took a very good South Prairie-Max team right down to the wire in that one. They shot very well from the outside in that game. And if the start of the game had been a little bit different, the end result could have been different.
Well, you can see here, once Watford City started to hit their perimeter shots, the Royals really tightened things up.
Here's
and it hasn't
Hannah.
been easy for Watford City to get a shot off.
No, Hannah with the drive, and she is blocked right there. Right on cue by this talented South Prairie-Max defense. Three-pointer, Gunville, no. Rebound picked up by Bailey Matson. Wolves with the basketball now, down by 18. Hannah, swish!
That's what Watford City needed. That was a big basket.
Long three-pointer. I think that one was from the summer pasture as well.
Yes, it certainly was.
Long ways away from home. Here is a mid-range jumper, nothing but net from Riley Rutledge. And that will prompt a timeout taken by Corey McIver with 46.2 seconds left. We're going to keep it right here during this break. Make sure we don't miss any of the action down the stretch of this first half. Right now it's South Prairie-Max 33, Watford City 16. And Ross, this is a reason why I'm so glad that I'm not a coach, because I am so privileged just to be able to watch the South Prairie-Max team play basketball. I'm so glad I don't have to try and figure out how to stop them. So many weapons, and we see Rutledge score at the basket. We've seen her make three-pointers. Right there we saw her in the mid-range. She can score at all three levels.
She is so comfortable anywhere on the floor. She's quite a player, very special.
And then you bring the two Mayas in off the bench. Maya Rao we've seen make some jumpers. Maya Gunville has made 2 three-pointers.
Well, the one common denominator I see between some of these teams that are very successful is they're aggressive toward the ball. I mean, when you watch Patty Mossett's Hazen Bison and when you watch McIver's South Prairie-Max Royals, what do? They're always at the ball.
That is for sure. There's a 10-second differential in the game clock and the shot clock as Bailey Matson brings to the front court with a left-hand dribble, gets a screen from Wisness, passes it to Shoemaker. She tried to find Wisness, but the defense was there. 11th turnover against the Wolves, another steal for South Prairie-Max. Of Watford City's 11 turnovers, I'm estimating 9 of them have been South Prairie-Max steals. Here's a three from Gunville, nothing but net. Wow.
Nothing but net. She got knocked down, and she got back up again.
20-point lead for the Royals. 10 seconds remaining in the half. Logan Hannah backs up. Wolves want to hold for the final shot of the half. Hannah gets a screen. She'll step back. An even deeper three. Not that time. Rebound by Rao, and that will do it for the first half of action. As both teams head to the locker room, your halftime score on the NCC scoreboard is South Prairie-Max 36, Watford City 16. You're listening to the State A Girls Quarterfinals from the Jamestown Civic Center on GameDay Media and Dakota Country 96.1. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll have your Nodak Insurance Company, Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe halftime report. We'll be back after this 3-minute timeout.
Let's hear it for the Watford City Lady Wolves. Coach Tom Dwyer and his outstanding group of student athletes have battled all season long with grit, heart, and determination. And now they're competing in the 2026 NDHSAA Division A Girls Basketball State Tournament. From the opening tip to the final buzzer, the Lady Wolves have made Watford City proud with their teamwork and relentless effort on the court. The entire community is behind you as you take on the best in the state. Best of luck to Coach Dwyer and the Watford City Lady Wolves.
You could put your dog in charge of deliveries.
But like, maybe don't.
You could plant your field by hand.
But like, maybe don't?
You could point in any direction and randomly choose a bank.
But like, maybe don't?
Cornerstone Bank offers high-tech, high-touch options when you want efficiency or need advice. Get the best of both, banking the way you want it. Come to Cornerstone and let us prove the difference.
GameDay Media is proud to showcase our local athletes, but we can't do it without the support of our community. We're inviting business owners like you to join our growing list of sponsors. Sponsorship not only helps give student athletes the recognition they deserve, but also puts your business front and center with fans, families, and the community. Partner with us today to promote local athletes and your business through GameDay Media. Together, we make a winning team.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in North Dakota, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Our lives are made up of moments, and so many of the most precious moments begin at home. When it's time to unlock your dream home or build a brighter tomorrow, let First International Bank and Trust simplify your journey so you can love where you live and focus on the moments that matter. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first since 1910.
Welcome in to your halftime report. It's brought to you by Nodak Insurance Company with your agent in Watford City and McKenzie County, Eric Mogan. I want to thank everybody there at Nodak Insurance Company for partnering with us at GameDay Media, bringing you these basketball games all season long. Their mission is to meet the lifetime financial needs of our clients by providing competitive products and outstanding service. So let's recap this first half of action. The South Prairie-Max Royals scored the first 10 points of the first quarter to make it 10-0. They made their first 2 3-pointers. They added on a couple of, they made their first 3-pointers. They made their first couple of 2-point shots to go ahead 10-0 before Watford City was finally able to get a 3-pointer to fall. And then Watford City answered with a 9-3 run. They were within 4 at 13-9, but that is the closest Watford City would get through this first half, as South Prairie-Max ended that first quarter on a 7-0 run to lead it 20-9 at the end of 1 quarter of play. Into the second quarter, it was a low-scoring start to quarter number 2. It was South Prairie-Max outscoring Watford City 4-2 early on, and then they found the range from deep again, and they would go on a 12-5 run to conclude the second quarter to take a 20-point lead with them into the halftime locker room. Once again, 20-9 after 1 quarter of play, 36-16 at halftime.
Well, I'll tell you just how dangerous South Prairie-Max's bench is. Maya Gunville coming in off the bench, 3 for 3 from three-point land.
Yeah.
Amazing first half.
It was. Let's look at some of the team and individual stats. I want to thank the crew here at Jamestown Civic Center for providing us with these stats. These are official. And so let's go over them right now. For South Prairie-Max, 14 of 36 from the field for 39%, 6 of 13 from three-point range for 46%, perfect 2 for 2 from the free throw line. For Watford City, they were 5 out of 24 from the field for 21%. They were just 1 of 13 from two-point field goal range. The three-pointers, they shot a much higher percentage, going 4 for 11 for 36% from the Cornerstone Bank three-point line. They were 2 of 4 from the free throw line for 50%. Rebounding favoring the Royals. 23 for South Prairie-Max, 15 for Watford City. Assists, South Prairie-Max doubling up Watford City in that category, 8 to 4. And in the turnover category, 10 against Watford City, 4 against South Prairie-Max. The foul situation, 7 against the Wolves, 6 against South Prairie-Max. Those numbers aren't too bad, but both teams would have liked to have them distributed a little bit differently, as Watford City had 3 fouls against Annabelle Bond and 2 against Harley Jacobson in that first half. For South Prairie-Max, both Scotty Beck and Bree Rose had 2 personal fouls, so a couple of individuals to keep our eyes on there as the second half begins. And neither team wants to have any of their starters getting into any foul trouble. Taking a look at the individual stats, Scotty Beck leading everybody with 10 first half points. Maya Gunville came off the bench and drained 3 three-pointers, right behind her with 9. A pretty good luxury when you can bring in a three-point shooter like that off the bench. She came into the game with 36 threes. She's now up to 39 threes on the season. That's 5 points for Macy Talbot, 4 for Bree Rose, 4 for Abby Mickelson, 2 for Riley Rutledge, and 2 for Maya Rao for South Prairie's total of 36. For Watford City, the Wolves were led by Logan Hanna with 3 three-pointers. She had 9 points. Bailey Matson with 3. Harley Jacobson and Annabelle Bond with 2 points apiece for Watford City's total of 16. The halftime show continuing down on the floor, so let's take a look at some of the other individual stats from the first half. Abby Mickelson and Scotty Beck both pulled down 4 rebounds to go along with Maya Gunville's 4 rebounds, so a trio of Royals with 4 rebounds each. In the first half, that it was Bree Rose and Macy Talbot, each with 3. For Watford City, 4 different players with exactly 3 rebounds. Annabelle Bond, Logan Hanna, Bailey Matson, and Miley Roan, all with 3 fouls. The official stat sheet only has Miley with 1 block. I've got her with 3. We're going to go with my stat on that one. We'll go with the official stats and everything else for us, but that one, I'm going to change that one from a 1 to a 3. Miley Rowan played a good defensive first half. Anything particular jump out at you, either off the stat sheet or just a general observation from that first half?
Well, 2 things really. One, you've got Miley Rowan playing very well for the Watford City Wolves right now defensively. She stayed out of foul trouble. She's maintained her composure. I think Tom Dwyer is going to look to her in the second half to maintain that level of defense. Watford City has to find a way to slow down the offense of South Prairie-Max. Watford City just 24 field goal attempts to South Prairie-Max's 36 attempts. And when you're shooting near 50%, those 12 shots mean the difference.
Absolutely. That makes an enormous difference. The halftime show has concluded. Watford City is back near their bench area. South Prairie-Max still in their halftime locker room. So we've got a little ways to go yet before the start of the third quarter. So we will step aside and we will regroup and prepare for quarter number 3. You're listening to the State A quarterfinals from Jamestown on GameDay Media and on Dakota Country 96.1. That'll do it for our Nodak Insurance Company halftime show. We'll be back with the start of the third quarter after this 2-minute timeout.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app, and as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company. Stop by our office in Watford City and visit with Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe to see how we can help.
Hey Dad, will you check the cows?
Use this instead, Grandpa.
The cows look fine, Dad.
In my day, we had to sleep in the barn to check the cows.
Combining tradition and technology. Respecting the past while embracing the future. RTC Networks.
Our lives are made up of moments. From first moments to big moments to everyday moments. At First International Bank and Trust, we support you with local service and checking and savings solutions to help you reach your goals, shape your legacy, and make your moments happen. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first since 1910.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Watford City and Alexander Athletics on Game Day Media. Call financial advisor Doug Rolfson at 701-444-4160 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Welcome back to Jamestown as we wrap up our Nodak Insurance Company halftime show. Both teams back out on the court, warming up for the second half. After the conclusion of this ball game, there will be one more state quarterfinal going on, and that will feature the Hazen Bison, the 4 seed. No, they're the 5 seed going up against the number 4 seeded Kindred Vikings.
You know, Titus, as I'm sitting here, I got to give a shout out to Coach Sidney Headings for Watford City, or as we knew her growing up, Sidney Anderson from Kildare. He's a Cowboy who's had some state experience. She's got some sick kicks on right now. She's got those maroon Air Jordans.
Very nice. Yes, she is a great coach and a great addition to the coaching staff. She has helped out for a few years now and done a lot of good. She had some success at the state tournament level. Her Kildare Cowboys made it all the way to the state championship game back in the old 2-class system.
Absolutely. They were a good, strong team back in the day.
Yes, they certainly were. At this time, we want to thank the McKenzie County Heritage Park and North Dakota Oil Museum. I want to thank them for supporting us all year long and into the state tournament. They do a great job there on the west side of Watford City, where pioneering spirit runs strong. In that building with all those flags out there, usually blowing in the western North Dakota wind. They're open year-round, Tuesdays through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Let's get ready for the start of the quarter, brought to you by Northern States Fishing Tools. As Watford City starts the second half with their original starting 5, Logan Hanna, Harley Jacobson, Annabelle Bond, Miley Roan, and Bailey Matson. South Prairie-Max will start with their original starting 5 as well. Riley Rutledge, Scotty Beck, Bree Rose, Abby Mickelson, and Macy Talbot. Hanna from deep to start the third quarter, in and out, rebound by Rose. And here comes South Prairie-Max with the basketball. Macy Talbot guarded tightly by Harley Jacobson. Ross, you noted that Jacobson, as Rutledge tries a 3, Jacobson has that knee taped up right here. How do you think that she looked on that first defensive possession?
Well, she's moving a lot better than I thought she might. During warm-ups, it looked like she was a little tight. She's got that tape, and it keeps rolling up on her knee, and you can see it pinching her skin, so it's really got to be bothering her.
Yeah, Hanna went coast to coast with a layup, missed it. Rebound by Roan, but then it's stolen away. Another steal for this active South Prairie-Max defense. And Scotty Beck puts it in for 2 on the other end for South Prairie-Max. Another steal. Here come the Royals. Riley Rutledge up for 2 more. And now it's 40-16. And this one's starting to slip away from Watford City right now. 6:48 left to go in the third quarter. Annabelle Bond drives, misses. Decent look, unable to convert. Rebound to Riley Rutledge. South Prairie-Max is rolling downhill right now.
Yeah, Watford City with 2 really good opportunities. They're just not getting anything to fall their way.
Oh my goodness, Scotty Beck from 27 feet away at least. Oh my goodness, that was a deep one. I think that's the deepest one we've seen tonight. Seen Logan Hanna make a couple of deep ones. That one was deeper than anything Logan has made here tonight, as there's a steal by Rutledge. Rose to Beck, layup, missed it, gets her own rebound, puts it up and in. Second time's the charm that time for Scotty Beck. And the Royals have come out of halftime ready to go as they now lead at 45-16.
Yep, absolutely. If I'm Watford City now, I just got to keep attacking and hoping that we get somebody from South Prairie into foul trouble.
Logan Hanna
clicking on all cylinders right now.
Right. Logan Hanna will end on it from right in front of us as there's some subs coming in. And I'm going to have you let us know who's coming in, Ross. My view is currently blocked.
We got Amelia Wisness coming in for Logan Hanna. We got Harley Jacobson taking the ball out.
Great job. Hey, you could be a play-by-play guy.
That's as far as it goes.
Bond to Matson, straight away three, nothing but net. There's the second half icebreaker for Watford City. Second three of the night for Bailey Matson, her 43rd three on the season. And that makes it 45-19, ending a 9-0 run. Beck tries another deep three. That one wasn't as deep. That was more like from the calving pasture, not from the summer pasture, and she missed it. But they get an offensive rebound, and Bree Rose puts it in for two. Even on the shots they're missing, they're still getting good looks when all is said and done, and they have built a 47-19 lead. Wisnes's three is blocked by Rutledge. Rebound caught by Bond, and she draws a foul. There's a little tiny bit of momentum for Watford City there as Bond makes the catch and draws the foul.
You know, Titus, be up front about it. I see they snuck little Shoemaker in there at that last exchange as well for Miley Rowan.
And we've got a timeout on the floor with 5:20 left to go in the third quarter at South Prairie-Max 47, Watford City 19. You're listening to State Tournament Basketball from Jamestown.
When the job demands power and precision, turn to Hagen Equipment in Watford City, your proud Case IH and Bobcat dealer. From equipment rentals to a full service department and an extensive parts inventory, Hagen Equipment has what you need to get the job done right. Stop by 805 South Main Street in Watford or visit HagenEquipment.com. Hagen Equipment, work ready, field proven.
Titus Stenberg and Ross Sundin with you here from Jamestown, the third of four state quarterfinals from year number 3 of the 3-division system. South Prairie-Max has been close a couple of times. They've been here every year since we've gone to 3 divisions. They finished second place in 2024, third place in 2025, trying to make it 3 years in a row into the state semifinals as Salil Shoemaker tries a jumper off the inbounds pass to Strong, rebound to Rose. And here come the Royals with a 47-19 lead, now moving right to left as we watch it here from the floor in the second half. South Prairie-Max in their home white uniforms, trimmed in blue, three-pointer wide right from Talbot, rebound caught by Rutledge, and she was fouled by Amelia Wisnes.
Well, you can tell why the Royals have been number 1 in the poll most of the season in Class A for the state of North Dakota.
Yes.
They are the real deal, and they are solid as can be on both ends of the floor.
Rutledge gets it into Beck. She drives and scores 2 more. Scotty Beck. Wow, 49-19. That pass over the head of Harley Jacobson. And we're seeing the Wolves press a little bit. We saw this kind of happen in that region championship game against Hazen where they fall behind. They just try to do a little bit too much, trying to score 4 or 5 points on every possession, and that's just not possible.
Yep, it's really difficult.
So Riley Rutledge will hand it off to Scotty Beck. You know, I thought we might see South Prairie-Max be a little bit nervous, be a little bit tight with the high expectations as Rose drives, misses, rebound goes out of bounds to Watford City. But they didn't look nervous at all in the first quarter, into the first half, and probably making those first 3-point attempts helps in the nerves department. I think that probably calms you down pretty good. They've been here before and they look like it.
Absolutely. You know, I think Coach Sham Dwyer was hoping to catch him a little flat-footed, but that's not the case. They recognize this is a business trip and they have been all business this game.
Wolves playing against the 3/4 court press. They break it in the back court, but then turn it over in the front court as Maya Gunville gets the steal. Turnover number 15 against Watford City. Rose with a crossover dribble. It's in the left corner to Rutledge, out to Beck, to Gunville, straight away 3. You bet.
Maya Gunville's been phenomenal from the perimeter.
She hasn't missed. A perfect 4 for 4 from 3-point range. Royals now lead at 52-19. Beck almost had another steal, but tips it out of bounds. At the scorer's table, it'll stay with Watford City, and we've got a timeout on the floor with 3:55 left to play in the third quarter. It's South Prairie-Max 52, Watford City 19, and we'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
When you have financial questions or ideas, you need someone to listen and provide insight about your options. Shiloh Chavez and her team with LPL Financial can review your specific situation and help create a strategy unique to you and your goals. Give her a call at 701-842-4244 or email at shiloh.chavez@lpl.com.
Titus Stenberg and Ross Sundin with you here from Jamestown as Logan Hanna goes to work against Maya Rao. 3:45 and counting left to go in quarter number 3. Salil Shoemaker with a spin move. Passes into the right corner to Logan Hanna. Logan passes it out to Bailey Matson. Shot clock down to 5. Bailey's got to hurry. Gets a screen from Miley. Will step behind it. Take a long 3. No good. Rebound by Maya Rao.
Yeah, Maya Rao has been really good underneath tonight.
Beck all the way to the hoop. Missed it. Too strong. Rebound out of bounds. It'll belong to Watford City. So the 68-45 victory in the regular season matchup between these two in a game played on January 2nd back in Watford City. And right now it's 52-19 as we near the late stages of this third quarter. Salil Shoemaker drives, kicks it out to Hanna. Catch and shoot 3. A little bit too strong. Rebound by Shoemaker. Salil back out to Hanna. She fakes the 3 this time. Now crossover dribble, gets into the paint, floater up blocked. Rebound by Roan. We've got a Royal slow in getting up. It goes out of bounds off of Madsen and out of bounds. And Maya Rao is slow in getting up for South Prairie-Max. Hopefully she's okay.
You know, she took an awkward fall, and I heard it. It sounded like her knee.
And we will have a timeout as Rao makes her way towards the South Prairie-Max benches. South Prairie 52, Watford City 19. You're listening to the state tournament on Dakota Country 96.1 and on GameDay Media. .255 left to play in the third quarter. South Prairie-Max leading Watford City 52-19. South Prairie-Max on a 23-game winning streak. Ross, they did something this year that they hadn't done the previous 2 years already by winning their region tournament. The first 2 years, they had to beat Hazen in a state qualifier. They accomplished that feat both in 24 and 25 before going on those good state tournament runs. But this year was the first time that they were able to win that region tournament and not have to worry about playing on Saturday.
They took the shortcut.
That's right. Yeah, I like that. And here they take the shortcut and getting the ball up the floor, and they score. Bree Rose with the assist. Abby Mickelson the basket. She's got 6. And the train continues to roll downhill right now, 54-19. South Prairie-Max, that shot rims out for Shoemaker. Put back attempt by Roan, up and short. She gets the rebound, kicks it out to Jacobson. Mid-range jumper too strong. 3 chances that possession for the Wolves, but they cannot convert. And South Prairie-Max cleans up the defensive glass. Bree Rose flying down the floor. A little bit out of control, but she will draw a foul. And Bree Rose will have 2 free throws with 2:20 left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Watford City with a couple real good looks there, but that sort of, it's indicative of how this game has gone for them.
Yeah, they were 1 of 13 from 2-point range in the first half. They have not made a 2-point field goal yet in the second half. Only 1 3-pointer. The only points that Watford City has been able to score as Rose goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line missing the second one, rebounded by Miley Roan. Logan Hanna brings it down the near sideline, bounces into the corner to Harley Jacobson. She drives baseline, cut off by Riley Rutledge, blocked by Riley Rutledge, and the defensive rebound for the Royals. Rose with the dribble, gets it into the right short corner. Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Reach and foul. If that's Bond, that's going to be Annabelle's fourth, and it is. It's the third team foul of the quarter, but 4 personals against Annabelle Bond, and she will sit with 1:58 to play in the third quarter. Shoemaker also comes out. Watford City lineup out there. Logan Hanna, Bailey Matson, Amelia Wisness, Miley Roan, and Harley Jacobson. As Talbot inbounds to Rose, back in the right corner to Talbot. Thought she might take a 3, but she drives instead. Pass stolen by Bailey Matson. 5th turnover of the game against South Prairie-Max. Jacobson races into the front court, bounces it out to Logan Hanna. Fakes, got a defender in the air. Will take a long range 2, no good. Rebound to Macy Talbot. Up ahead to Maya Gunville. Back to Riley Rutledge. 1 minute, 33 seconds left to play in quarter number 3. South Prairie-Max 55, Watford City 19. Rutledge almost traveled, but apparently kept her pivot foot on the ground. Now to Rose. Bree Rose spins, shoots, and scores off the glass.
Real nice move by Bree Rose.
She did not score in the second quarter. 5 now in the third to go along with her 4 in the first quarter. She's up to 9 points. Hanna. Left wing to Jacobson. Wolves trailing 57-19. Just over a minute to play in this third quarter. Matson with a drive from the left side. Shot up too strong. Rebound by Abby Mickelson. Long pass ahead. Rose makes the catch. Drives. Scores. There was some contact. No foul called. Just an old-fashioned layup for Bree Rose. And the Royals lead by 40. Jacobson drives, double teamed out to Hanna. Catch and shoot 3 straight away off the front rim. Rebound by Jacobson, blocked by Mickelson.
A little frustration by Watford City now. The Royals not giving them any air at all.
Just 3 points in the quarter for Watford City. Kind of reminiscent of that third quarter against Hazen, where just nothing going right for Watford City. And they have watched their deficit grow now to 40. Game clock and shot clock almost identical. The shot clock just about a half a second ahead of the game clock. At 8, they start their offense. Pretty good look. And a foul will be called, sending Macy Talbot to the free throw line with 5.7 seconds to go. Miley Roan called for the foul, her first.
I think as Watford City moves into this fourth quarter, they just need to get back to running their offense. They're not going to make up a 40-point differential.
No.
So I think they should just focus on what they need to do for the next game, and that is start running your offense, get comfortable on the floor.
Still 2 games to go for both of these teams, regardless of the outcome of this first round game. As the second free throw is good, Wolves will try a buzzer beater from Jacobson. Off the mark, and we have reached the end of 3 quarters of play with the NCC scoreboard showing South Prairie-Max 60, Watford City 19. You're listening to the girls' State A basketball tournament from Jamestown. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Farmers Union Oil Company of Watford City has been serving the customers in and around the surrounding community since 1929. Farmers Union Oil believes in community involvement and has supported numerous activities since the beginning. We take pride in giving back to our patrons through dividends and stock retirements. Our customer service should be our top focus to ensure a pleasurable experience for you, our customer. Whether you're looking for gas, fuel, hardware, or just needing to fuel the body, Farmers Union Oil is your one-stop shop.
Titus Stenberg and Ross Sundin with you here on Game Day Media and Dakota Country 96.1 from the Jamestown Civic Center in foggy Jamestown, North Dakota today. It was a foggy drive over from the western part of the state, but we made it here in good shape. Got here early before the first 2 games. Was able to watch the first 2 right here from press row. Some good basketball there. A very dramatic finish in that Rugby versus Thompson game. The 2-seeded Thompson Tommies able to sneak past the 7th-seeded Rugby Panthers. And then in game 3, game 2, I should say, it was very close with the first half. And then the 3rd-seeded Valley City Highliners put some space between them and Devils Lake and were able to go on for the 20-point victory. We will have the running clock here in this 4th quarter with South Prairie leading it 60-19. South Prairie-Max basketball to start the 4th quarter. The start of the quarter brought to you by Northern States Fishing Tools. And South Prairie-Max going to work. Mickelson from long range. It banks in. Everything going the way of South Prairie-Max right now. And if you're Coach McIver, you can kind of breathe easy for tonight, but you're hoping you don't use up all your good luck in the quarterfinal round. You might need some of that in the semifinals or the championship.
He is keeping the pedal to the metal.
He certainly is. Logan Hanna passes it out to Wisness. Shot clock at 15. Hanna from the right wing, 3-point attempt, no good. Rebound, ripped down by Maya Rao. This is going to be a fast-moving 4th quarter. Already 7 minutes to play in this 4th quarter. Rutledge with a heat check, too strong. And the rebound goes out of bounds over to Watford City. You know, I say a heat check. As far as the team goes, Riley Rutledge actually hasn't scored that much here tonight. She only has 4 points this evening as Kinley Schilla checks into the ballgame for South Prairie-Max. So, Ross, how scary is that? One of the best players in the state of North Dakota only has 4 points. And you look up at the scoreboard, it shows the Royals leading 63-19, 6.5 minutes to play.
You know, she's a special player, and she's getting settled in. I'm certain these next couple games out in front of them, she'll have a much bigger impact offensively than she has had tonight.
Good effort by Harley Jacobson getting into the paint, but the shot is off the mark. Rebound taken by South Prairie-Max. Scotty Beck. Over the left side, Rutledge will try a 3 from there. That one is good. Cornerstone Bank 3-pointer from Riley Rutledge makes her 51st 3-pointer of the season. Royals now lead at 66-19, and Riley gets a steal as she wrestles it away from Harley Jacobson. And you're right, Ross, these Royals have not taken the foot off the gas. Rutledge all the way to the hoop. Right-hand layup, good. 2 more for Riley. She's got 9.
I think Riley was listening to us.
I think so. 68-19, South Prairie-Max. There's an answer from 2-point range. Annabelle Bond gets it to go off the glass for Watford City.
It's nice to see Bond getting back involved offensively. She does such a good job for the Wolves.
That makes it 68-21. Rutledge, a nice move, step back 3. Off the rim of the backboard, offensive rebound. The putback is good for Scotty Beck. 21 for Beck.
You know, the one thing that's amazing me about Riley Rutledge is she's just involved regardless.
Yes, she is. And it is a 70-21 lead for South Prairie-Max. Timeout on the floor. We're back after this 30-second timeout.
Since 1978, Northern States Fishing Tools of Watford City has been your trusted partner in the oil field. Serving the Wollaston Basin, we offer top-quality fishing and rental tools, including packers, plugs, and through tubing equipment. With expert knowledge and decades of experience, we deliver results tailored to your needs, all at competitive prices. Give us a call, 701-842-3350, or visit northernstatesfishingtools.com. Northern States Fishing Tools, quality tools, proven service.
Welcome back to the Jamestown Civic Center. Thanks for making us a part of your evening wherever you are. As we've got some state tournament basketball. This one not going the way Watford City was hoping it would. Now down 70-21, but the Wolves will still have 2 more games after this one. We'll have those 2 games for you whenever they are played. It's going to be a 2:45 start tomorrow, the second consolation semifinal. And then we either have the early game for the 7th place game or the 5th place game. That'll be game number 2, depending on if the Wolves win or lose tomorrow afternoon. And then we're also going to have live coverage of the state championship game for you on Saturday. Regardless of who's playing in it, we're going to have that play-by-play for you here on Game Day Media. The 3-pointer, good look from Hanna, but it climbs up and over the backboard, off the back rim, and then over the backboard, out of bounds. Team rebound to South Prairie-Max.
South Prairie-Max making some substitutions now, wisely so.
Yes.
Trying to avoid injury, I'm sure, and fatigue.
Yeah, it's quite a luxury when you're able to trigger that running clock in the fourth quarter. They get it inside to Kinley Schilla, blocked by Miley Roan. I've got that as 4 blocks for Miley here tonight as she greets the sophomore Kinley Schilla with the big block.
Excellent defensive effort by Miley Roan again underneath.
Bounce pass deflected. Talbot gets it back. Outside the runner. That is good for Reagan Trudell, the lefty. It's that runner to go 72-21, South Prairie-Max. So Shoemaker from the left wing. Crossover dribble, drive, shot up and good. There's 2 points for Salil. And anything that Watford City can get going here in the final 4 minutes of this will be good as they look for some momentum heading into the consolation semifinals tomorrow. Here's Rose attacking, missing. Offensive rebound, Schilla just too strong. Rebound by Miley Roan. Bond across half court. Wolves trailing 72-23. Bond, long pass over to the right side, cut by Logan Hanna. Long 3 off the rim. Rebound, Schilla. Outlet pass to Bree Rose. Coming down the near sideline, goes right at Roan. Good contest by Roan. Miley goes diving for the rebound and tips it over to Annabelle Bond. Gotta love the hustle from Roan as she's running the floor. Oh, and took an extra step. Nice pass by Bond. I don't know if Roan was expecting it, and she apologizes to Logan Hanna. Apparently, Logan was probably the intended receiver on that particular pass.
Yeah, Miley's momentum took her right down the middle of the lane. It would have been a beautiful pass.
Yeah, from here, I didn't see Logan. I thought that was a great pass to Miley, and she ended up committing the travel. So just because we're closer to the action doesn't mean that we can see the big picture, as we're going to have a media timeout. Some new players in there for South Prairie-Max. 2:53 to go in the ball game. It's South Prairie 72, Watford City 23. And we'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
GameDay Media is proud to showcase our local athletes, but we can't do it without the support of our community. We're inviting business owners like you to join our growing list of sponsors. Sponsorship not only helps give student athletes the recognition they deserve, but also puts your business front and center with fans, families, and the community. Partner with us today to promote local athletes and your business through GameDay Media. Together, we make a winning team.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter of the state quarterfinals. South Prairie-Max 2 minutes and 53 seconds away from punching their ticket into another state semifinal appearance. They've been there the last 2 years. Last year they got there and they won, or 2 years ago they got there and won in the semifinals. Last year they got to the semifinals and then lost before coming back in the third place game and winning third place. So they've had a second place finish and a third place finish. And nearly through 3 games so far of these quarterfinals, it looks like South Prairie-Max living up to that #1 seed. They come in as the favorites to win it all this year as they turn it over on their first play out of the timeout with some new players out there. All will go back to Watford City.
You know, obviously coming out of this game, the Royals are going to be happy. It's a big win for them. They're going to meet their scoring average most certainly.
Yep.
Got to be tough for the Watford City Wolves trying to maintain a positive attitude. There's no shame in losing to a good team like this.
That's right. The beauty of the state tournament, you get another game. There is a tomorrow as Jacobson is blocked by Schilla, sophomore versus sophomore. But that doesn't tell you the story of the height differential as Annabelle Bond gets a steal, puts it up there, misses, tries for her own offensive rebound, tipped out of bounds, and it'll belong to Watford City.
Great hustle by Annabelle Bond. She's playing with 4 fouls right now.
She is, that's right.
And she is not going to throttle it back. She's an aggressive player, and she's done so well for these Watford City Wolves this year.
Yep, so much heart and hustle from her and Harley, those sophomore teammates. We've seen it from Miley Roan tonight, the outstanding senior playing for Watford City. Miley giving it her all in her third to last game in a high school uniform. Three-pointer is attempted and missed by Reagan Trudell. Offensive rebound for South Prairie-Max. Annabelle Bond gets the steal. Wolves down 72-23. Amelia Wisness drives, dishes off to Harley Jacobson. Gets her defender in the air. Puts it up and in for 2. Harley up to 4 points.
Nice play by Harley Jacobson. just another big hustle play by Sheila Shoemaker, rolling around the ground, picking up the loose ball and getting it to her teammate.
Brielle Hillestead passes over on the right side to Grace Groninger. And there's another steal for the Wolves. Wolves defense staying active. There's been here 1 minute left to play. South Prairie 72, Watford City 25. Bond, the floater, no good. Rebound by Sheila. Rebound tipped out of bounds. It'll belong to South Prairie-Max. And a line change for Watford City. 3 new players in for South Prairie-Max. On the floor for Watford City, Brianna Bainey, Arlene Salas, Paige Schuster, Clara Wisness, and Alyssa Holen.
Coach Tom trying to get everybody a little taste of the floor here at the A.
Yes. Grace Groninger with the dribble for South Prairie-Max. Passes in the left corner. Now they get it down low. Shot up too strong by Kazima. Rebound will result in an and one opportunity for number 4, Kimberly Kazima. Paige Schuster called for that foul, her first. So one free throw with 7.4 seconds left to go. And that one is good. It is 75-25, and it looks like that will likely be our final score. Wolves will let a shot fly before the buzzer. It's Schuster, a little bit too strong. And that'll do it for this third quarterfinal of the game, of the day. It is a 50-point win for South Prairie-Max. Final score, South Prairie-Max 75, Watford City 25. As the teams shake hands down at half court, we will step aside. We will name our first International Bank and Trust Player of the Game, and we'll recap this one and look ahead to tomorrow. As coming up next, we'll have your Johnson and Sundin post-game show from the state tournament. You're listening to state tournament quarterfinal action on Game Day Media and Dakota Country 96.1.
Looking to save on fuel and fuel up fast? Patriot Fuels of Alexander, North Dakota is your partner in profit. We're proud to support the trucking industry with high-speed fueling systems, top quality products, and vendor relationships that put your success first. Join the Patriot Fuels Fleet Card program and unlock exclusive discounts, or simply pay at the pump. Either way, you're fueling with integrity and efficiency. Patriot Fuels, driven to deliver more, located in Alexander, North Dakota.
When the job demands power and precision, turn to Hagen Equipment in Watford City, your proud Case IH and Bobcat dealer. From equipment rentals to a full service department and an extensive parts inventory, Hagen Equipment has what you need to get the job done right. Stop by 805 South Main Street in Watford or visit HagenEquipment.com. Hagen Equipment, work ready, field proven. This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Watford City and Alexander Athletics on Game Day Media. Call financial advisor Doug Rolfson at 701-444-4160 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Looking to save on fuel and fuel up fast? Patriot Fuels of Alexander, North Dakota is your partner in profit. We're proud to support the trucking industry with high-speed fueling systems, top quality products, and vendor relationships that put your success first. Join the Patriot Fuels Fleet Card program and unlock exclusive discounts, or simply pay at the pump. Either way, you're fueling with integrity and efficiency. Patriot Fuels, driven to deliver more, located in Alexander, North Dakota. Game Day Media is proud to showcase our local athletes, but we can't do it without the support of our community. We're inviting business owners like you to join our growing list of sponsors. Sponsorship not only helps give student athletes the recognition they deserve, but also puts your business front and center with fans, families, and the community. Partner with us today to promote local athletes and your business through GameDay Media. Together, we make a winning team.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, Dad.
Can you hang out with Grandpa for a bit? I'm down in the barn.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll be up there in a bit.
RTC Networks capture cameras. Keep an eye on what you care about.
At Johnson & Sundin Law Office, we combine big case expertise with small town service. Since 1980, we've fought for clients across western North Dakota. From oil and gas disputes to serious injury and wrongful death cases, probate, agriculture, and more. No matter what issue, our experienced team is ready to stand by your side. In our office in Watford City, we're here for you, wherever you are. Johnson & Sundin, expert legal representation rooted in North Dakota.
Welcome back to Jamestown. Welcome in to your Johnson and Sundin post-game show as we recap this one from the state quarterfinal round. All South Prairie-Max as they proved why they are the #1 team in the state and the #1 seed in this year's tournament with a dominant first round performance, getting by Watford City by a final score of 75-25. Scored the first 10 points of the game. Wolves got within 4 at 13-9, but that is as close as the Wolves would get throughout tonight's ball game. South Prairie-Max led it 20-9. After one quarter of play, they led it 36-16 at halftime. They led it 60-19 at the end of the third, as they only allowed 3 points to the Wolves, while they scored 24 in that really impressive third quarter by the Royals, and then they put the game away, outscoring Watford City 15-6 in the fourth quarter. You said it, they never let their foot off the gas as they go for the dominating 50-point victory here tonight. Team stats look like this. South Prairie 30 for 66 from the field. And that totals up 46% from the field, 10 of 23 on their Cornerstone Bank three-point attempts, and 5 of 7 for 71% from the free throw line. Watford City finishes the ball game 9 for 50 for 18%, 5 of 21 for 24% from three-point range, and 2 of 4 for 50% from the free throw line tonight. Rebounding, almost a 2-to-1 advantage for the Royals. They pulled down 44 rebounds compared to 25 for Watford City. And they won the turnover battle, 17 turnovers against Watford City, 10 committed by South Prairie-Max. And about 3 or 4 of those came late in the fourth quarter after they had done a lot of substituting. So their starting 5, their main 7 or 8 that are in their rotation to play the bulk of their minutes, really did a good job of taking care of the basketball, and they just played extremely well in all phases of the game tonight. Watford City did win the block category. Miley Rowan finishes with 4 blocks, and there was 3 block shots by the South Prairie-Max Royals. As we're getting some knuckles here from our officiating crew for game number 4. Shiloh Shumway, one of those officials that will be officiating this next game here between Hazen and Kindred. Always fun to see some familiar faces from near and far at these state tournaments. They turn into kind of a family reunion of sorts. I've been able to catch up with a lot of my friends along Press Row here, and you always see somebody, you know, at state tournaments like this, don't you, Ross?
Well, you certainly do, Titus. You're one of the most popular guys in the building.
I don't know about that, but I'll take it. It certainly has been fun catching up with a lot of our colleagues here at Press Row, right on the floor. Couldn't ask for a better view of this tournament action. Continuing on with our Johnson & Sundin post-game show, let's take a look at the individual stats from this one. And we're going to get it started with our first International Bank and Trust player of the game. That was Scotty Beck. She had 10 points in the first quarter to get her team off to a great start. And she never took her foot off the gas as her team didn't. She was right there leading the charge. She finishes with 21 points, 3 3-pointers this evening. And some of her other stats, she's 8 for 12 from the floor, 3 of 5 from three-point range, 6 rebounds. She had an assist and she had a steal. She did it all. And that's Scotty Beck, our first International Bank and Trust player of the game. Other double-figure scorers for the Royals was Maya Gunville coming off the bench and scoring 12 points, 4 3-pointers. And it was Bree Rose with 11, Riley Rutledge with 9, Abby Mickelson also had 9. It was Macy Talbot with 6. Kim Kazima came off the bench and got and 1. She scored 3 points right at the very end of the ball game. It was Reagan Trudell with 2 and Maya Rao with 2. So a total of 9 players in the scoring column tonight for the victorious South Prairie-Max Royals, who extend their winning streak to 24 in a row. They are now 24-1, and they will play in the semifinals tomorrow night. For Watford City, the Wolves were led by Logan Hanna with 9 points tonight. Bailey Matson had 6. Harley Jacobson and Annabelle Bond had 4 points each, and Salil Shoemaker with 2 for Watford City's total of 25. With the loss, Watford City drops to 19-7 overall, and they will play in the consolation semifinals tomorrow afternoon. It'll be a 2:45 start. We'll be along for the Hagen Equipment pregame show at about 2:15, depending on when the first game gets over with, and then we will hit the air sometime around 2:15 tomorrow afternoon with Watford City versus the loser of this 4th and final quarterfinal matchup of the day. It will either be the Kindred Vikings or the Hazen Bison. The winner of this game will play against South Prairie-Max in the final semifinal tomorrow night, and the loser will match up with Watford City in the second game of the day tomorrow afternoon. So with that, Ross, I'm going to toss it back over to you. Any final thoughts from day number 1 here from the quarterfinal round of the State A tournament?
Well, obviously a very impressive South Prairie-Max Royal team out there tonight. I really thought a lot of Maya Gunville tonight. She came off the bench. She was perfect from three-point land. First half, 3 for 3, I think.
Yeah, she finished 4 for 4 from three-point range.
You just don't see that very often.
Yes.
And that's just a good indication how loaded they are. On the Wolves side of the ball, I think they really have to focus on, what brought them here and what they hope to accomplish as a team. David slaying Goliath, yeah, it can happen, but that would have been a very difficult win for Watford City.
Yeah.
I think they need to focus and reload for tomorrow, and it'll be interesting to see who they're going to get matched up with.
Yep, there was a reason that South Prairie-Max was the number 1 seed, and I felt like Watford City maybe had an argument of maybe being seeded up to 6th or 7th. They ended up getting that 8th seed, and so the message, I'm sure, was, well, in order to win a state championship, you're going to have to beat the best teams in the state. Might as well get one of them out of the way in the first round, but wasn't meant to be tonight for Watford City. South Prairie-Max proved why they are the number 1 team in the state and why they're the number 1 seed in this tournament, as they get that dominating win in the quarterfinals, and they'll be the team to beat, I think, over this weekend. We'll see if either the winner of Kindred or Hazen can knock them off in the next round, and then if they are able to win that one, we'll see who they match up with in the championship round. If the seeding holds true, it could be a matchup against Thompson, which I think would be a fascinating state championship game if we get that far. But that's still to be determined. We got a lot of basketball to go between now and then. And we want to update you. We will have the state championship game right here on Game Day Media. So if you aren't able to be here in person in Jamestown, you can listen to the play-by-play coverage of that state championship matchup right here on Game Day Media. So that is going to do it for our first day of coverage from the state tournament. We want to thank all of our sponsors. We want to thank RTC and NCC, our premium sponsors. We want to thank First International Bank and Trust for being our player of the game sponsor. We want to thank each and every sponsor that came on board for this state tournament coverage. We could not do it without you guys. Want to thank David Peterson and Randy Peterson helping me out from afar and making it happen, making this whole Game Day Media thing possible. It's been a great season. We've still got a few more games left as this postseason rolls on. Also want to thank Emma back in our Dakota Country 96.1 studios, doing all the hard work there on the radio side of things. We want to thank our friends there at Town Square Media for coming along for the ride of these state tournament games as well. That'll do it from here, from Jamestown. This is Titus Stenberg and Ross Sundin signing off until tomorrow at about 2:15. So long, everybody.
The telecast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Tonight's Game Day Media broadcast was brought to you by RTC Networks, Hagen Equipment Incorporated, First International Bank and Trust, Nodak Insurance Company, Eric Mogan, Johnson and Sundin, attorneys at law, Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial, Farmers Union Oil of Watford City, Patriot Fuels LLC, McKenzie County Heritage Park and Museum, Cornerstone Bank, Northern States Fishing Tools, Doug Rolfson, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, NCC, McKenzie County School District 1,
Town Square Media, 96.1 FM.